So today we have a gorgeous little freebie that's perfect for little knickknacks and trinkets, or even a gift, perfect for some jewelry or anything that will fit these dimensions. So let's take a look at what we have here. We've got our lid, we've got our base. Here's our little design element that's going to go on top, and I've got some little rhinestones there. You're going to need some glue, and I'm using my little pick-me-up tool for this one little piece, which I'll show you here in a second. So first things first, what we're going to do, may as well do this before we actually assemble the box itself. We're going to take our yellow piece here. Now, while I was waiting for everything else to kind of cut out, I ended up just putting a little bit of ink on this yellow piece and kind of like how it looks. It's totally optional, but the little sun and moon are going to go on like this. And if you look at the right side of the sun, you'll see that it has a bit of a curve to it, okay? So you want to just make sure that, and actually, now that I look at this closer, I believe, and I am correct here, we do have little guides to help you with the placement of these pieces. Okay, so yeah, there are actually some little guides here, little check or little tick marks. Now there's a series of two little marks here to help you with the placement of this part of the sun. So you kind of just tuck that in there. And then there's one over here that shows you where this little edge goes. Okay, so you kind of can't get it wrong as far as the overall placement. And then once you get that, then there's a little mark here and a little mark here for the moon. And then there's one little mark here for the moon's nose. Okay, so let's get that all in place first. Now today I'm using a bit of a different glue bottle, and that's just because, I don't know, I just wanted to try it again. Now that my studio is a lot more organized and clean, I figured I'd give it another go, and maybe it'll help me be a little more accurate with my gluing. It doesn't squirt out as much glue, but it is more accurate. So I don't know, I could go either way. I guess it just depends on how I feel that day. Okay, so we're gonna get our glue on this little sun here. And again, using those little guides there, I'm gonna go ahead and position this on there. I'm gonna hold my sun here by the little rays and get that in place. Okay, I cut this on my trusty Cricut Explore Air 2. Now this is glitter, and I set it to custom, and I use the glitter 0.5 millimeter option. Okay, let's get our little eyeball in place. I've got my little pick-me-up tool here, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that since it's a nice little delicate piece. And we'll just get our glue. I guess this little bottle does really help with really tiny little pieces like that. So let's get our sun's eye in place. That looks good. And we can move over to the moon now. And let's get our glue on our moon. You know, I may actually leave this bottle out because I do like the precision that it gives me. Okay, and then again, just kind of use the guides here to help you with the placement of the moon as well. Just make sure that you maintain a nice even border all the way around there. Okay, let's get our moon in place. And this little element here is going to go right on top of our lid here. Okay, and you probably want it facing up and down with some of the stars on the bottom. Okay, and we're going to get that nice and centered, so you can flip that over and get your glue on here. Get a nice little line of glue right out to the edge. You know, there's really no wrong way to do this, so whatever way works best for you, it's totally fine with me. Okay, let's just get that nice and centered on our little lid here. That looks good. And just push that down. You could put this on after the lid is fully constructed, but I always find that it's better to kind of work on things while they're flat, especially when you're gluing things down, so you don't risk creasing or destroying or bending or warping your pieces here. Okay, so got that in place. You can go ahead and begin folding these pieces over. Okay, and then we've got little tabs here, and this tab looks kind of weird, but that's designed so that we don't obstruct the little cutout on the neighboring piece there. Okay, and all we're going to do is put glue on these little tabs here and glue them to their neighbors. Now, I'm just going to see if, I don't even need to spread that glue out, and see if it will spread out itself out to that edge and give me a nice clean seam. Yeah, I'm still not totally sold on that little glue bottle, but maybe with some practice it will do what I need it to. I'm still always going to do that, I think. It just works better for me. So we're just going around here and putting glue on the little tabs and then joining them to the neighboring side, the neighboring piece right next to it. Okay, and you can do this thing up in any variety of colors and pattern papers, or this is just what we've chosen for this project, but I know that you guys are going to do all sorts of wonderful things with this pattern, so can't wait to see what you come up with. And this is a great little piece for those of you that are new and you want to get your feet wet, try something out without having to commit to anything financially. I know sometimes people are hesitant to make a purchase because they just want to make sure that they don't waste their hard-earned money, and I can assure you that if you can put this together, you can put together anything on the website, because we give you amazing designs that are beautifully engineered and perfectly engineered, and then I'm always there to walk you through the process via our HD videos. Okay, so I'm just going to continue down here and get this next tab glued into place. And just work our way down. And then the bottom of our little Trinket box goes together pretty much the same way. Okay, let's get that little tab inside there. Okay, so hopefully you can see that little last tab there. Just get your glue on there. Get it out to the edge nicely. And connect that to the neighboring piece. Oops, there we go. And there we go. Okay, so there is our little lid. And I'm going to put some rhinestones on these little corners here, but let's put together our base. And as you can imagine, the process is going to be pretty much the same as our lid. Not much to it. We're just going to be joining, oops, what happened there? We're going to be joining the tabs to the neighboring sides to form our little 3D shape. And that is going to go together nice and quick for us, I'm sure. Make sure you get that glue right out to the edge there so you get a nice clean looking project. And just nudge that over, push the tab into the inside of the neighboring side piece, and just squeeze until it gets a good hold, and just be patient while it sets. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that process until we have all the sides nice and glued together. So, I know many of you right now have been or are currently working on the Making Time SVG bundle, which we just released a few days ago. And if you have not heard of that one, it's a threesome of clocks, and there's actual clock movements in them. You can see the dogwood one on my table here. And right now, usually when I'm crafting and not making videos, I'll be listening to music, but right now I've got that clock on my desk and I can hear it tick-tocking. It actually does make a little tick-tock sound, which I love. And it's a really beautiful piece. Saw a lot of beautiful ones in the official Dreaming Tree group on Facebook. So definitely do a search on Facebook for Dreaming Tree group. It's where everyone's been hanging out. I see tons of projects posted every day. We've got tons of really talented crafters. And hope you join us and show us what you've been up to. Okay, so there's that piece. Just working our way along here. And before you know it here, our little box will be done. This is a quick little project to put together if you need a little box for a friend, a girlfriend, who knows, maybe, I don't know, any occasion really, especially someone that's really into astrology, astronomy, someone that's really, spiritual, or just someone that loves nature. Maybe you have someone who, maybe the moon has a special meaning to them, or maybe they're into horoscopes and stuff. I don't know. Okay, so we're on the last tab here. You can see it there. I'm just going to get my glue on that tab, get a little bit out to the edge. And let me spread that out a little bit. Okay, and just close that up. And there we go. Real simple, real quick. You just squeeze that until you get it to set nicely. Okay, there we go. And then that should slide on perfectly. Make sure you don't do it too much of an angle because that will make it a little bit harder. There we go. And there's your cute little box. Okay, and then as far as little bling or rhinestones, going to get these things out of here first off. And they do come with a little bit of sticky on the back, but can't always trust that. Definitely want to kind of reinforce it with a little bit of glue. And I've got my little pick-me-up tool here that kind of helps me. It's got a little piece on the back, if I can get out, you can use to, once you get it in place like that, you can kind of use the other piece to hold it down while you pull the sticky thing back. Okay, so I'm just going to go around and finish that off, and my little freebie is done. So hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, would love if you would subscribe to us on YouTube, and be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to crafting with you again.
Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.